Morning, Aries. This is Mary Ellen. Welcome to Moonrise Cottage. I'm here for your full moon eclipse reading. Messages coming through from my guides. So if you're new and you don't know about this channel, my guides are saying I'm here with a specific task, a job that I've been given by my spirit guides to channel messages for the collective, expressly meant to speak to the people who are intentionally on their spirit path and working as a light worker to bring forward the changes that are meant to come here in this realm. All the information about me is below, as always. I forgot to say this in my other readings. You're seeing one of my shamanic spirit masks. My guides asked me to display this. I am of the crow magic lineage. I have several different masks. So my guides reminding me to say, don't be frightened about that. We are talking about our transition and the way we use both light and dark. And I'm here to speak to you this morning about your light. My guides are here, I'm being corrected. My guides are here to speak to you about your light. So I picked some oracle cards. We're going to go through a reading, and I'm going to pick a rune for you at the end. So stick around for that. The rune pull often ties the message together. So there's the bottom of the deck, the strength card, radiant energy, indications of Leo, but the guides are talking about fire energy. So this card is the empowerer of will. So I think that's what the message is going to be speaking about. So let's go through the oracle cards. First we have Dragonfly. Clearly we're talking about radiant energy. This is all about transformation. And we're going to be speaking, I believe, about the transformation that's coming forward as we move through the eclipse energy. Carry it forward and use the energy that has come through to you, what you have been given. Okay, my guides are chattering through the eclipse cycle that carries us forward for 6 months. So my guides are saying this is a foundation message. I will continue to be here monthly to spin out your messages, but my guides want you to take this notion to heart, the way in which your transformation comes forward, the brilliance of your energy, the radiant energy that you carry. And love this. Look at this. My guides are here to speak to you today about your magic, Aries, and look at the radiant energy. And we see the indication of the moon. This is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. So I'm going to read to you a little bit from the deck with the caveat that my guides have been reading the book. So they've been asking me to open the books to transmit the messages a little bit, but often they interject their own words. So the book is here as a little bit of a guide for me so that I can receive the messages from them. So the words I say may, if you have this book, if you have this deck, the words that I say may not be exactly what's in the book. So the essence of magic, the symbol represents the infinite intelligence of the Great Spirit that makes up the fundamental fabric of the universe. And they're asking me to point to this. They're saying this is what we're talking about. So we as humans experience the evidence of this magic through synchronicity or meaningful coincidences. When magic appears in your spread, you are invited to see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the innocence of a child who knows that all things are possible. Infinite potential exists in the great mind, and you are being invited to call it in to yourself and recognize the dance and synchronistic events, signs and symbols, pardon me, and omens given to you through the oracle of the ordinary world that you walk in. So you may be seeing some dragonflies, depending on where you live. Last year, a year ago or so, I was doing a live stream. Okay, my guides are taking over my brain. Hang on. Okay, they're talking about essential shamanism. So that's on the menu for everybody, I think, through as we've come through this eclipse. So they're talking about the shamanistic properties that you hold within you. And on that day, a dragonfly flew. I leave the door open so that the natural world is bonded with me while I do the readings. My guides are saying, because I'm an earth sign, I'm a Virgo, and I do have Aries rising. So a dragonfly came into the house. It flew right over to where I was sitting, and it hovered right in front of me, literally for about 5 minutes. It was just hanging out with me. And I actually, you know what? I was in the midst of communicating with somebody by email. That's what it was. And it was a representation of that person's energy that was in the midst of transforming. Very interesting. So here it is with us today. So this is a sign of magic. It's a sign that Spirit is reminding you to co-create the world in a sacred partnership through your energy, through your radiant energy, Aries. Your part in this co-creation is to dream, to intend, and to watch for signs that show you what next action to take. It appears that you are on the right track to make your dreams come true, and the Great Spirit is listening and acting on your behalf. Pay close attention, because magic gives birth to miracles. Ooh, that's giving me a chill. Thank you, Spirit. Beautiful. And then from the Journey of Love Oracle, we have distant shores. So clearly we are all traveling together. My guides are saying, they often use the word cohort, meaning this group of beings, humanity. So we see the radiant energy again. It's emanating around you. It's emanating from you, Aries, of course. As you look over the sacred waters of the universe and do your part as part of the tapestry of beings, spinning out the energy that's bringing forward the change. The Capricorn is working so diligently on our behalf, hosting Pluto to create the new structure that's coming forward. So for you, in this eclipse moment, my guides are talking about your destiny. You are on a new path. There's a long road being traveled. And you do have sacred accompaniment of the wisdom holders, the ancient ones, my guides are saying. So that is a story about a young man who was part of a sacred lineage of knowledge, wisdom holders, my guides are saying. And his father passed away. He had to travel home. He did not feel ready, so he disguised himself and tried to look older and wiser. And one of the elders from the tribe, from the clan, came to visit him because he knew that destiny was turning. You see his finger right there touching destiny. He had a long conversation with this young man. Eventually, the young man said, I can't. And you see, he's got his scepter in his hand, his wand, indicating his destiny. And my guys are saying his readiness. So eventually he said, I can't do this. I'm kind of faking it. I'm not ready. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do about this. My father's gone. I was out in the world having my young man's adventures. And suddenly this event happened. My guys are talking about the energy that came through the eclipse, the destiny that came through. It's your time now. So he asked the knowledge holder to please take up his place and be his teacher until he was ready. The knowledge holder agreed, sat on the chair, and basically just said, I'm handing this back to you. It's time for you to come and take up your destiny. You're ready. You don't have to know everything. In fact, it's better if you have an open mind and know that you are a student. So Aries, your tutelage, I guess my guides are saying, is going to continue. I believe there's going to be somebody who accompanies you. Clearly, my guides are saying, and it is the Great Spirit. So those are the words they're using this morning. So understand the place that you're in, that you have accompaniment, and that your destiny is turning, you're coming forward. So this card, the first card that comes out, if you're new and you don't know, that's the theme of the reading. That's what my guides want to speak to you about. They want to speak to you about your brilliance, your transformation, and the magic that you carry through the radiant energy that you embody, because we are all traveling to distant shores. It's time for shift and change now. As you sit, okay, my guides are saying this is your energy under the light of the theme of the message. So, Queen of Wands, of course, Aries. You see the little magic, little black cat? The Queen holds a sunflower, your energy indicated here. So the Queen of Wands is very abundant, extremely intuitive. She is able to create magic. She is able to utilize the magic that is already within her, just like this young man had. So it's the moment when you take up your throne, you take up your scepter, and she does have her staff in her hand. You're ready, Aries, because something new is coming forward. And you've developed into this, my guides are saying, you've developed well enough that you are ready. And so now the universe is literally going to join with you to take up your magic, the magic of your radiant energy, to move the earth story forward into its destiny. And look what's on the bottom of the deck. Aries. My goodness. All right, hang on. The light is sort of funny here. It's reflecting off the windows this morning. So if you're new and you don't know, one of the things that always comes through to me when I see this card is the portal. Do you see it just below the new moon? Do you see the little dots of energy around the stone of destiny? In these moments, you touch your destiny, Aries, and you transform. This is about spiritual activation and human actualization. This is the great goddess, Samius, the guardian of the sacred places within you, and they're talking about the earth as a sacred place. And now your transformation begins. You step on this road. This is a prophecy card. It is actually the Ace of Pentacles. So we're talking about abundance upon the earth. And the way it is, your radiant energy is meant to shine here and assist with the progress, my guides are saying, that we are all making. A very auspicious prophecy. Again, we see it all through the cards that are already here. So let's take a look and see what comes out, Aries. Just, my guides are saying, just so there's no doubt in your mind, we are talking about this moon cycle that just came forward. From the new moon to the full moon with the eclipse. When you had this moment and this magical energy, this activation and actualization came forward for you because it is your destiny. You're part of the destiny, my guides are saying. Initiated by this cycle to actualize you, to activate you. Coming through to the full moon that just passed yesterday, the eclipse, my guides are saying you travel forward in these ways. This is the moon card, of course. In Soul Tarot, it is the imaginer of harmony. That is what your energy is working on. That is why you've been activated and actualized to start a new cycle because of the prophecy coming forward for us all, but for you in this unique way. So you will be diving deep into the waters of your own exploration of yourself, having a new beginning, having a prophecy come forward. We are all diving into the beautiful sacred waters of what comes forward. And you know what? It's been raining here all day because the Hurricane Barry's moving up the coast. I'm in Vermont. And just as I'm saying this, literally, the sun is coming out, giving me a chill. So that's a magical vessel. You can get in that boat, put your hands on the oars, and sail away to any destination you should choose. So when you need assistance, know that this is available to you. Clearly for the next 6 months as the moon energy carries us forward. So the cards on the bottom row in my readings are about your human walk. So we're talking, look, ooh, Aries. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at that. That is the death card. You are being reborn. You are going through this magical transition. In this deck, the Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck, this is the liberator of devotion. You're having a shamanic journey. We see the shaman carrying the head. The ancient peoples believed that the soul resided in the head. So carrying the head through the portal. Shamanically led and guided and loved and supported. I love how this card reflects the moon and the universe. My guides are correcting me. They're saying it's the universe. So a lot of new growth happening through this transformational process. If you don't know what this image is, it is a Sheila Nagi. And you can look that up on the internet. Very interesting. Found in many of the places where the Celtic peoples lived. There's the next card. This is the bridge card. It's the Two of Swords. And my guides are saying it's reflective in a deeper way of the energy of the Two of Swords. This is you reaching the pinnacle through a very inwardly focused process. You hold your energy, your swords, and you go inward. My guides are saying, blocking out the world to have a journey into the sacred. Eagle medicine is very, my guides are saying, is very exalted. They want you to go look that up also on the internet, okay? I'm not going to go into it this morning, but a very powerful sacred bird that flies in the skies effortlessly for miles. Can see a little mouse walking on the floor of the earth, my guides are saying, and swoop down and grab it up, or dive into the water and scoop up a fish. Pretty amazing. So that is the, oh my gosh, okay. So here are the cards coming out. My guides just want them. So as you transition, and you have this, that's why it's at the bridge card, that which ties the human journey to the sacred intention of your soul, the circuit of your soul in this lifetime. You are going to go inward to have a journey into the sacred, to connect with this energy, because you are in a process of transformation. You are literally touching and being given your magic, Aries, because you are meant to carry us forward. And so, on a soul level, here's the intention. Hang on, let me just move the cards a little bit. It is about throwing off illusions, and there's the new moon again. So that is the sacred hag. Do you see how she has her hand on the barrel of water? So, we've got Cancer in the North Node. Pluto is working together with the energy of Capricorn to destroy what is no longer needed and to rebuild the structure with which we live our lives in this world. And we're moving into the structure of the beauty and tranquility and love energy of the water element. So many of the readings that have come out have discussed this, and we see the water element here in all the ways that it is present. So we're talking about, of course, the way the radiant magic of the Aries energy is going to assist this rebuilding process to help humanity throw off illusions. That is the intention of your soul. It's the reason that you came here, and the moment has arrived. When you stand with your radiant energy, see the fire in the background? It's about people who went out looking for water. When the sun went down, they found that they had none. They had to go look for it. Each one of them came across this woman, the sacred hag, the sacred illusionist. In order to have access to the love energy, the water, they needed to apply love energy. So you are assisting yourself and humanity with this process. And of course, it's a fairy tale, so the only person who was willing to give this woman a kiss, which was a cost of accessing the water, you must apply love in order to let the sacred love energy flow. That person became the king of the realm. My guides are saying, and that's what you're doing. Do you see my guides are saying, there are the sacred mates. That's the king. There's a transformation that needs to happen. The Queen of Wands is watching the transformation. I love this. Thank you, Spirit. So, throwing off illusions on the circuit of your soul, that's your purpose, your mission in these days because of the cosmology. Okay. So, here's what's next. All right, my guys are saying just take it as it comes. So, look at that, Aries. That is the Queen of Cups, sitting directly aligned with the Queen of Wands. Do you see she's sitting in the sacred spiral? The birth, death, decay, rebirth cycle. So this is the third time we see it in this reading. We see it here, we see it here, and we see it here. So you're going through a great transformation with your radiant energy because the guides are intending to utilize it for this transformation that's happening here on Earth. Let's see if I can move these up into the camera a little bit more. All right. So my guides are saying, understand your purpose. They talk about purpose a lot, don't they? So there it is. There's your purpose. They want you to see it. Time for you to really understand the image of this eclipse and what is happening. Again, we see destiny. There's the triple spiral, and we see it here. So your human walk is literally taking up the destiny that is embodied in the soul energy. the sacred feminine fire, if you will, of your energy. So here's the next card. Again, we're talking about water energy. It's really fascinating to me the way this is coming out. Almost in every reading, discussions about the water energy. So that is the Ace of Cups. You are literally manifesting what it's meant to come. This is about the beginning of peace, the beginning of happiness, the ability to manifest out of the sacred cauldron of the great Dagda. Do you see that shining, my guides are calling it land, city in the background? That's what's being created. We're talking about human destiny. Yes, it may have implications in your love life. Don't know. I'm not here to speak about that. So, my guides are saying, look at the implications, understand when things happen. But again, it is here aligned with the card of the sacred student. It's really time, Aries. Something is going to be revealed to you about your energy. Okay? That's quite powerful and really beautiful. My guides are talking about the unfolding of your destiny as an earth spirit now. A spirit being walking upon the earth. All right, so, and of course, it is a new soul journey, isn't it? That's the Fool card. Here in Soul Tarot, it's the soul. And we see the energy rising, an indication of Kundalini awakening. Through this rebirth process, the energy rises, goes through the portal, and walks out into the universe, into its destiny. Oh, I'm getting choked up, Aries. This is so beautiful. Look, do you see the sacred bowl? This is the third time that's indicated in this reading. And there's the spiral of destiny as you walk forward. With all of humanity, my guides are saying, we are all having this kind of rising, each in our own way because of our energy signatures, our frequency. That thing that my guides talk about all the time, as you know if you've been following along my channel. So, again, it's time. You are being activated. You are being utilized. Okay, my guides want one more. So this is on the bottom of the deck. Two more. There's actually one more. That's the sacred goddess Elena or Elena. She is the balancer of harmony. That is what your journey is for. So going forward for a minimum of 6 months, my guides have been saying this is your new foundation. My readings are going to continue to spin out to give you information about the set point of any given month, they're saying. But you are going to be balanced now. And again, look, birth and redeath split open at the central meridian. Reordered, resown. Able now to utilize the radiant energy of the universe. Do you see the berries next to her head? New growth happening. Beautiful. Really intense. My gosh. All right. Oh my gosh. Aries, my guys just keep telling me, keep pulling cards. So there we are. Here we are in July. More water. 4 of Wands. What are the battles that you've been having inside of yourself? What are the battles that you've been having with other people? How is it that you come into sacred alignment? When you ponder what has been and what is coming forward, and you see yourself, is this beautiful feminine energy? Hang on, I gotta put the cards on. So look at this beautiful feminine energy. Sitting in the beautiful summer, my guides are saying, here we are in July. Do you see yourself looking into the sky? Journeys between the dark and the light, the internal struggle, the struggle of humanity. And you see yourself as a radiant warrior. That is what you are becoming, Aries. That's what your energy is for. Helping bring us, all of us, yourself definitely, but all of humanity, into sacred alignment. That is what this destiny is for. If you don't know, look at the astrology about what's happening with Pluto and Capricorn. And, you see it reflected in the news all around us. Many things are tumbling down. Information is coming out because we are meant to create a new structure. And it's a structure of marriage to the spirit realm. Right? I know there's lots of ways people take this, but isn't it interesting So my guides are saying the word twin flame. I think because Four of Wands. It's that notion married to the notion of the human family. We are making a sacred tent into which we all flow because we are being assisted by Cancer in the North Node. So as an Aries warrior, a radiant being carrying this kind of magic, helping us come forward into these distant shores. My guides are saying, that's your job, Aries, just so you know. And you do know inside of yourself. So go deep inside, understand this is where we're transitioning into. Okay, let's see. You know what? I'm going to put it over here. I'm running out of room on my little table. One more, my guides are saying, and then we're done. So given all the words I just spoke about, this card is an image of those things brought into reality, into context. Eight of Wands, the elopement of this type of skill set, the radiant energy that you possess, the male and female half of you, perhaps through a relationship. That's not for me to tell you, but what my guides are saying is keep your focus on this, right? There may be somebody who's going to come, right? Because we see it here. We see a sacred partnership here in a sense, and we see it here. It's really interesting, and we see it here while you are transforming, and actually we see it here too, don't we? So it's ascension moments, ascending into your destiny. Hang on. Like that. It's like that, my guides are saying. So when you look into the sacred places in your life, know that you are meant to come into balance within yourself in order to ascend. So the elopement of Wands in this deck, right? That energy running away with you. Rapid transformation. This is literally a story about ascension. And what this couple did when they overcame the obstacles that were keeping them from each other. They were in a great banquet hall. They ran, embraced each other, stepped into the fireplace, literally stepped into the fire, and ascended through the smoke hole, turned into swans, and flew away. That's your destiny, Aries. That's the story of your destiny of this full moon. Look at that. Initiated by a new path opening up. So this eclipse is very powerful. If you're not educated yourself, my guides are saying, okay, they want it to be in alignment. Hang on, I'm doing my fussy Virgo thing. So, if you do not know a lot of information about the potential and the destiny and what this eclipse is for, it is this, I'm being corrected, this eclipse season, okay, from here to here to here. We're all going through this process, each in our own way, based on our energy set point. Because there's learning, things are being revealed. There's destiny coming forward in this way. So make sure you look at how these things are aligned and how the energy rises through the reading from point to point and the description of the process. Knowing that we're going to distant shores, your magic is really literally coming into form and being utilized for transformation of the earth, on the earth. My guys just said of the earth element, and what they are talking about is this place where we live. Okay, so they've been wanting this stone to be in all the readings. Do you see this? Let's see if I can show it to the camera. There's what looks like, a schism in the rock. My guides have been calling it a lightning bolt as we travel into the deep in order to bring forward, to accept the energy and bring forward what is meant to come. And there it is. Aries, look at that. Astounding. All right, so let's pick a rune. Spirit, what is it you would like to say to Aries as we come forward into this journey? Take up our place as a student because we are ready you see yourself looking at your journey, Aries? The way the Queen of Wands looks into that card? It's not an accident at all. I love it. So I think the feminine energy is well developed, and she's looking at the male half of herself and maybe a partner. I don't know. I can't predict everything. This is a general reading, so I'm just my guides are saying I'm just calling it out a little bit. You are meant to focus on your own journey, and I think there's a teacher or a guide or somebody who will show up that will activate you in some way, clearly. And it may be the stuff that you're dreaming about. So do your best to keep yourself from the addiction of relationship and making that your focus. That's not what your focus should be. Your focus should be on your internal shamanism, essential shamanism of your being. A relationship, a human relationship may show up. It may be of any kind, but I think somebody's going to be present to help guide you and give you some information, and it may just be an awakening, is what my guides are saying. Let's pick the words. Interesting. My guides are saying pick one more. So I do think we're talking about the dualism of the male-female. All right, yeah, of course. All right, so hang on. Let me grab my book. This is perfect, given all the words that came out. Oh, my goodness. So the first rune that came out is this one. Interesting that it's about defense and avertive powers. It's associated with the yew tree. Okay. I'm going to put it right here with these fellas. So as we are tested, that's what this was about. He was tested, and he had to acknowledge his humility and his willingness to learn is what my guides are talking about. So as you are tested, you fund the power to avert blockages, to avert defeat. At the same time, we develop in ourselves an aversion to the conduct that creates stress and conflict in our lives. Thank you, Spirit. If there appears to be an obstacle in your path, consider that even a delay may prove beneficial. Do not be overly eager to press forward, for this is not a time or a situation in which you can make your influence felt. Patience is the counsel of Awaz. It offers nothing hectic, no acting needy, no lusting after a desired outcome. And isn't that the bane of our existence, Aries? I don't want to stand still for a minute. I part of me loves an obstacle just so I have the fun of pushing through it because there's nothing holding me back, right? That's the arrogance of an Aries. And it's fabulous in its own way. And yet sometimes it needs to be tempered. So my guides are saying this is one of those moments. Take a deep breath. Be in the energy. Just let yourself rest in this place for a minute because you know that this is what's happening and it's phenomenal. Okay, my guys are saying the way the dragonfly visited me and just hovered, literally, right in front of me, right in front of my face for an extended amount of time. It really was a fascinating moment for me. So this rune speaks to the difficulties that can arise at the beginning of a new life. Often it announces a time of waiting for a spring to fill up with water. Oh, Aries. Gosh, so beautiful. This is akin to fruit ripening on the bough. Okay, my guides are just telling me to point at things, okay? So perseverance and foresight are called for here. The ability to foresee consequences before you act is the mark of a profound person. So avert anticipated difficulties, through right action. That is part of the message inherent in this rune. And yet, even more than we are doers, we are deciders, and that's what this young man had to do. He had to decide to go home and take up his place. And then he had to decide to admit that he wasn't ready, that he had a lot to learn, that he felt frightened. And immediately he received the assurance and the help and the assistance that he needed. And he was able to take up his place. So there's messaging about that in the cards and certainly now coming through in the runes. So you must decide. And once the decision is clear, the doing becomes effortless, for then the universe supports and empowers your actions. Thank you, Spirit. Receiving AWAS, you are put on notice that through perhaps inconvenience and discomfort, growth is promoted. This may well be a trying time, and we're talking about what's going on here on the earth, definitely, and the reflection of what's going on inside of us, Aries. So this may well be a trying time. Most certainly, it is a meaningful one. So set your house in order. Tend to your business. Be clear and wait on the will of heaven. Whoo! Can you hear my voice cracking? Oh my gosh, Aries. Oh, so beautiful. So here's the next rune. Let me think for a second where we're going to put this. I think I'm putting it right there with Destiny. That is the sacred rune for breakthrough. This is really deep, Aries. My guides are saying, let yourself breathe this in for a couple days. Come back and watch it a few times. And in order to let the flow of energy inside of you rise up so that you can connect with your own emotions through which your heart speaks and whatever comes to you energetically. Okay? Let yourself feel yourself is what they're saying. They're talking to me about shedding skin. I'll get into that in a second. All right, so this is the Rune Dagaz. It is about breakthrough. It is about transformation. It is about light, radiant energy. Dagaz is the final rune, belonging to the cycle of initiation. Wow. Drawing this rune signals a major shift or a breakthrough in the process of self-change, a complete transformation, a 180-degree turn. For some, the transition is so radical that they're no longer able to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. Because the timing is right, the outcome is assured, although not from the present vantage point, predictable. That's what that's talking about. My guides are saying that's what the whole reading is about. I love the way they correct me. Because the timing is right, the outcome is assured, although not from the present vantage point, predictable. So walk into the mystery. We don't need to know. There are things that we are not meant to know. I can attest in a very, attest to, okay, my guides are saying the word attestation. So it's used in the medical world, the legal world. It's a word that means, I can provide information. I don't know why they're making me say all that stuff, but they're wanting me to say to you, look, I live this every day of my life. And because I'm an Aries, I always want to know. I want to know right now. I'm impatient. Sometimes we are not meant to know right now. We are meant to live it into the mystery. So that's part of what my guides are chattering in the background. So be patient. Breathe into this. That's why they're saying come watch it a couple times. This is going to unfold over the next 6 months. It is your foundation going forward into this transformation. And along the transformational highway, many transitions will be made. And we do see that also in the cards. So just be aware. And, you are going to have your soul journey. You're going to come to balance. And the guides are here to help you find your way. That's what this is about. The goddess Elena, whose sacred mission was to help seafarers find their way. Love it. So rely, therefore, on radical trust, even though the moment may call for you to leap empty-handed into the void. When this rune arrives, your warrior nature reveals itself. Look at this. Yeah, oof, amazing. So in each life there comes a moment which, if recognized and seized, transforms that life forever. A major period of achievement and prosperity is introduced when you receive this rune. The darkness is behind you, and the daylight has come. You are reminded not to collapse yourself into thoughts for the future or behave recklessly in your new situation. Considerable hard work can be involved in a time of transformation. All you must do is undertake to do it joyfully. Well, Aries, that's leaving me speechless. Thank you so much for being here. I'll look forward to being here again with you as soon as it is ordered, my guides are saying. But sail through these days, obviously the next 6 months, but until the end of July. My guides are saying, let yourself just rest here, float like the dragonfly in the magic of this moment, and know that your destiny comes forward. You are moving forward, and you're helping transform all of humanity because your destiny has arrived. The prophecy of this moment is here with you. Thank you, Aries. Any insights that you have while you watch this reading that I haven't spoken about, please share them in the thread, the comments section. We learn and grow with, for, and from, in concert with each other. And in a general reading, I can't possibly spin out all the messages. It would take me 4 hours, literally. So I think that's why my guides are saying just pay attention to the cards, the way they align, the way the energy moves, the intention of the moment, the ways in which you experience yourself, and the accompaniment and the transformation of both the male and female energy, because you're having an ascension moment. All of us. Aries, thank you so much for being here. I'll look forward to being with you again soon. Enjoy your eclipse transformation. Enjoy the energy. Just stand in it. Just breathe it in, my guides are saying. My guides are saying it's time to remember you are your purpose, as they always do. So, namaste, everyone. And again, thank you.